Folks, welcome back. My name is Rudy. You're watching Alpha Investments. Today, we talk about the world of cardboard, the things that go up, down, trolley bird circles, bamboozle, and of course, irritate you and Chuck Norris. We're going back in time. We're going back in time today. This is going to be a very interesting video, folks. So today we return back to an era of pre-2020 when I used to do videos on this channel called the 10 Shockland Challenge. This is the end of 2018. This is the beginning of 2019. The little Ravnica block we had. You had 5 different shocks, and we try to see if the patron can get all 10 different Shocklands. So today my patron Travis G was like, can we please go back? I miss it. It's a different era. And I understand. And I can't really disagree with that because it is, it's a real thing. So in this video, by the way, give you guys a fun fact here. You'll notice there's little stickers in these boxes. I actually acquired these boxes through a collection in 2023 through the great magic crash in the bear market of the last 2 years. I bought these from a collection in the store of everybody that was dumping all their inventory. Now, not only are we going to go through and discuss the situation in the Shockland Challenge and have fun today as a nice throwback, but we're actually going to discuss a very interesting thing. Why on earth have the products from before 2020, why are they doing so bad? Why are products newer doing better and the older products doing so bad? So that is the real thing right now. So right now we are seeing a market where, well, anything 2024 is doing really well. Recovering, collector boxes are the hottest thing. Everything's doing very well. We have multiple sets. We have multiple collector boxes hitting all-time highs, recovering all their losses and making runs for new highs. We are seeing, and that is what people are like, psst, Rudy, whispering, what happened to these older ones? Pack 1, Mythic. I'm sorry, Pack 1. Our first, Box 1, first Mythic of the box. Exemplar of Justice. Probably a bulk Mythic at this point. So, first, before we talk about the guilds and allegiance, I want to address a couple things. And that is, Shockland number 1, everybody. There we go. And our first foil. Remember, foils were still valuable. Pre-2020, foils had real multipliers in value. Foils used to be a really big thing, everybody. Okay? So first Shocklands are still 10 to 20 bucks a pop. Even after Ravnica Remastered, reprinted to oblivion, all the negative BS shit people of the internet. Whisper. And that is our foil rare, the old commodity. So remember, folks, foils and foil multipliers were very, very important back in the day before Wizards went haywire with Project Booster Fun with Mark Bottomwater, everybody. Keep that in mind. So the market continues to reject all products between the 2013 and the 2019 era of Magic. I so eloquently term that era the Bronze Era of Magic. So if you're new to this channel, let me go over a few things with you all. The Golden Era is reserve list era, 90s boxes, Urza's boxes. In other words, boxes that contain reserve list cards that do not usually have foils, except the end, Urza, Legacy Destiny. And those are kind of deemed the Golden Era or gold, kind of the golden age of Magic. Okay, the 2000s era, all the way from, I guess, 99 to 2000, all the way to about 2010, 2011, the Return to Ravnica Gatecrash RTR block was deemed, it used to be a good rare, was deemed kind of the Silver Age, okay? The Bronze Age was the print to demand or print to oblivion, the term was kind of made. And that was, I love the art on that experimental card. And these Guild Gates had some of the coolest art, but I used to confuse some of these with the Shocklands. So then the Bronze Age was that, kind of when they adjusted the print to oblivion, all the way to 2019 and came to an end. Dream Eater, that's terrible. And the Bronze Age came to an end in 2019 with War of the Spark, ladies and gentlemen. So what we're seeing right now, mission briefing, what we're seeing is the Golden Age, vintage, old Magic, flatter than hell. No demand, nobody wants it, just staying flat. No excitement, it's not tanking. Nothing bad is happening, but nothing is happening. The same investors are just selling back and forth. The Silver Age is the worst because it ran up so much And a lot of those modern era cards are just annihilated. So the Silver Age is probably the worst segment of the Magic market. Okay? The Bronze Age is probably equally bad. So the Bronze Age of Magic, you have all these, War of the Spark, Guilds of Ravnica, Ravnica Allegiance, and unfortunately, this era of Magic is like these boxes right now. Guilds of Ravnica and Ravnica Allegiance, ladies and gentlemen, troll. These boxes are like, what, $110 on TCG Player? I mean, okay, $120 with tax? I mean, there's not much going on. And these boxes are 2018, 2019. These are not new products. They are old. They are out of print. They are long gone. But this is because, well, beautiful. March of the Multitudes. Love the art on that mythic. I know it's just a bulk mythic, but still. Reason for it, again, the market, no matter how you and I feel, I'm not super thrilled about it. But, oh God, I forgot about Assassin's Trophy. Oh, Pelt Collector. That's a good foil rare. Wow. I totally forgot about Assassin's Trophy. I remember when this was a $10, $20 rare. This was the hottest card, man. Old man Rudy remembers. So, no matter how much we kick and scream and complain, and how much I can't believe it, well, serialized cards and showcase and subsets and all these kind of fancy things, well, people want it. They're happy with it. Products from this era, because everything's just reprinted to oblivion, and this is kind of the old school version of Magic, where it's just basically, we crack packs, we have rares, mythics, and we have our holo slot. Sometimes we have some good uncommons, like Mr. Dino over here, and Sphinx. And, well, that's really all we have. We don't have 20 different categories of value and, $5,000 hidden serialized cards, and that's not a thing, Niv Mizzet, of course. And because of that, we see that this market of this era of Magic has not performed as Rudy thought it would, and as anybody thought it would. The sealed product investors and collectors of the 2015 through 2019 era product, it hasn't done good, honestly. It hasn't tanked. I mean, no one's gone to really zero in the whole meme of the internet, but it just hasn't done anything. I mean, if you bought this box from me years ago for $79.99 and it's $110 today, after shipping and fees, you're gonna net what, $100? And I mean, what? I mean, what are you getting? 2% a year if you want to talk actual percentages? I mean, it's not good. It's not good. There's no way to say it. There is no real excitement or demand. Wow, really? Our second Shockland, Travis. Like, that's it. We only had 2 Shocklands. We've only got, like, please, can we have a clump of shocks? I was like, I wasn't saying anything, but I was just starting to think, like, yikes, we have not had any Shocklands on this challenge, folks. So, that's kind of the attitude and outlook. Now, I want to give you guys a little bit of more conversation on the bull case of kind of some theories and things of what I think could actually happen with this, okay? Because whenever I do these videos, it always just kind of sparks a lot of conversation for people arguing good and bad. Hey, Steam Vents coming in hot for number 3. Okay. All right. That's a little better. And the conversation usually ends up going, well, Rudy, yeah, the prices have gone down from the crash. God, Legion War Boss. That was a great rare. But if you look at the market depth and how much is left, the market is just, it's very interesting. Ooh, Elephant Cleric. It's very interesting how it's changed, okay? Because if you go online, you start researching, even if you just research Guilds of Ravnica, okay? Can you even, if you wanted to, could you even buy, like, 60, 120 boxes online? Could you even buy 10 cases on TCG Player without pretty much wiping out the market or doubling the price or blah, blah, blah? By the way, that is the end of box 1 already. Travis, we only hit, again, 3 out of 5 and exactly 3 mythics. I mean, we're talking right down the middle. 2 foil rares, 3 mythics, 3 shocks. We are right down the middle on literally being average. Like, Travis, we are the most average pool. That was the most normal box I think you could possibly get. We hit the exact middle of the ground range. I don't think you can really get better than that. Ready, folks? Allegiance. I'll move some of the piles so we don't mix them up, I guess. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. I mean, it's just... I can't believe I'm saying this, but there's not really much excitement. Like, you know, now I remember Allegiance, even back in the day, had like, I think some uncommons that were quite desirable. I don't know if they still are anymore, but I remember there was a point in time. So, you know, people want to know, you know, what is my opinion on this moving forward? Is there opportunity in any of these things? You know, I mean, look at, you know, you got sealed Pokemon. It does amazing. Why has sealed magic just become this awful thing, right? Well, the world has changed, folks. And the biggest difference between Magic and Pokemon is, well, the company. The management of Wizards and Hasbro have pivoted and changed incredibly drastically. Like, that was terrible English. Like, the pivot in the management of Magic has shifted in the last few years more than it's ever shifted in the history of the game. Cindervine's iconic. And that is the reason that we've seen the behavior of the secondary market shift more than we've ever seen in, God, probably in 10, 20 years. And that's really what's going on here. Okay, you have older product and older boxes that are still desirable and everything. Hey, breeding pool, coming in hot. Oh, foil rare. You know, Awakening wasn't a terrible foil rare. All right, so here we go. Shockland #1, breeding pool, very nice. Again, you know, everybody, I remember when Ravnica Remasters was announced, and everyone was like, oh my God, here comes $2, $3 Shocklands. Oh, beautiful Miss Priest. I remember the negativity of the announcement of Ravnica Remastered and how it was going to collapse Shocklands down to nothing was one of the most wild things ever. It was just wild, man. And here we are, Shocklands, once again, are still $10 to $20 a piece. Nothing's really changed, even years later, everybody. Oh, I love the art on this. I remember the scales. Look at the art on her. Absolutely stunning, everybody. So that's where it's at. Friendly reminder. I've told you all, for the 9, 10 years in this YouTube channel, you cannot invest in modern Magic singles. I don't care what it is. I don't care what set it is. I don't care how much you love it. It doesn't make any difference. Especially now that we've seen the attitude and behavior of modern Wizards of the Coast, you must be extremely cautious of how management is running this company. It pretty much also, as you guys have seen, has taken many eras of sealed product and, well, it hasn't tanked it. I mean, the prices of... There aren't any Magic boxes that are literally collapsed down to like $0 or $10 a box. Again, that still never happened. But, you know, having something like Rudy has a position in Guilds and Allegiance for, what, 5, 6, 7 years or however long it's been, you know, there's no money in it. It's been a waste of time, and you could have put the money in the S&P 500 and made a fortune. Could have put the money in Bitcoin and made a fortune. Could have put the money in real estate and made a fortune. Could have put the money in Nvidia and made billions and trillions and gazillions. I mean, yeah, I mean, that's how life unfolds, you know? You only hear about the crazy stories. Actually, wasn't this it? Wasn't this wild card? Wasn't this the expensive uncommon? Wasn't this like a $5 uncommon back in the day? I thought that was. By the way, where the hell are the flipping Shocklands? Travis, like, we're trying to do the Shockland challenge here. We're in, golly, are we almost halfway on box 2 here? See, where are the flipping shocks, man? Where are we? Hold on, how far along are we? So we have that, okay, so we're exactly halfway through the second box. Dude, we've got one Shockland. I think it's a breeding pool at least. We've got one Shockland, the whole flipping box. It's like, split card, that's what everybody wants. That's what everybody's thinking. God, you know, Rudy, I wish I could get more split cards. Said nobody ever. Seriously. Old ways and fire wheeler, everybody. So, right now, when you look at these older products from War of the Spark, OG Dominaria, Guilds Allegiance, all these things, the thing that stands out is how much the 2-year crash annihilated these products. Now, that also, remember, folks, that also skews our numbers. Oh, there's another. Is that still $5 uncommon? Let's pretend it. Oh, God, I thought we had a foil shock. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Dude, you understand, back in the day, getting a foil Shockland, ladies and gentlemen, was such a big deal. Such a big deal. Oh, my goodness. Anyways, I know we're getting towards the end of the video, so I want to at least discuss with you guys. Oh, my God. Well, okay. I forgot Mrs. Kaya was always... Every time I see Kaya, I'm sorry. You know what I still think of? Conspiracy 2. Ghost Kaya. The foil version with the alternate special art. I still think Kaya. I always think Conspiracy era. She always reminds me of that set with that hollow purple Ghost Kaya mythic, man. That was so fucking cool, man. That was my favorite Kaya of all times. Anyways, And I know we talk about the pricing and where things are and everything, but remember also, I also want to add a couple other small caveats here. Before the 2-year crash, all the products and everything continued on its long-term path, okay? And just like in all asset classes, including collectibles, when we have a collapse or a reset, the worm, really. Oh, full rare. Beautiful, beautiful Judith. I always love the little foil, little kind of gilt stamp there. Whenever we have collapses and resets and everything, it always sets things back so long. There we go, everybody. Godless Shrine. Golly, our second Shockland. That's it. Like, Travis, dude, 2 Shocklands in a whole box. Come on, at least get the average of 3. But I do still think, people are being overly harsh on these products from the past, and they really should be. That's kind of my whole point of bringing this up and discussing it, because, people are judging them right now in a particular moment, which is, after a 2-year collapse. Remember, these boxes actually had hit a high of about 150, 160 at the peak. Then, of course, we had the crash, and the crash brought these down from that 150s, 160s, all the way back down to a low of 90 to 100. And now we're seeing these things push back to 100, 105, 110. They're starting to drip back up in octopus. Yeah. So that's kind of, now remember, as I've discussed with you all many times in this YouTube channel, and I know, I haven't done a whiteboard video in months. Haven't been over to that office location, it's just been sitting there, unbreakable formation. I just want to remind you all, okay? When we have the reset, and things do go backwards and undo, years worth of price movements and everything, the second time around, recoveries and upticks happen faster, Spirit. So if it took 4 years for something to grow and then collapse, okay, chances are it's going to recover that 4-year loss in like 1 to 2 years. It's kind of like a half-life situation. I know it's a little Rudy silly sounding, but historically, many things that are still good products and they age and the supply goes down, the actual, it doesn't move linear. It doesn't move, it's a very confusing thing. Because when things drop, they drop fast in crashes. But when they, hey, there we go. Okay, really? 3 and 3, I kept thinking over a 4th. Wow, holy smokes, Travis. Talk about a flippin' Shockland challenge and ending on 2 boxes with exactly middle of the road 3 and 3. Holy smokes. With, 4 mythics, 3 mythics box 1, 3 shocks, 4 mythics, 1 foil rare, 2 foil rare. Talk about the most down the middle, predictable average box opening of Throwback of Ravnica. No home runs, no pound towns. Literally the exact median average in the middle. That's bizarre. That's very unusual for 2 boxes in a row like that. Anyways, I just want to wrap up this video, but I want to kind of add one more thing. And I know some of you like me to do longer talk conversations on this kind of thing, which I will. But I at least want to comment that, be careful assuming and just letting go and assuming that all these products from this Bronze Age of 2012 to 2019 that have been reprinted, every good card's been nuked, and just be careful just writing it all off and assuming it's no good. That's all I'm getting at. Because as we've seen, the only thing that's certain is uncertainty. The only thing that's guaranteed with G-Word is change. And just as much as we've seen evolution, and now the market being obsessed with all these new collector boxes. I mean, the new Magic Foundations. Oh God, here we go. Return to course, it's terrible. Home run product again. It's very difficult to predict this stuff. I mean, I struggle to do it. My entire life for 20 years has been this stuff hardcore. And that's before the first 10 years when I was a kid and young in high school and college. My adult life has been literally cardboard. And I can tell you all, from someone who lives, eats, and breathes it every day, morning, noon, and night, I can tell you all, it's extremely unpredictable. And nobody can tell you otherwise because nobody has been able to predict it. Because if somebody could predict it, you should send me a picture holding up your name and date in front of thousands of boxes of Lord of the Rings Holiday. Or send me a picture of you sitting in front of Ixalan, Lost Caverns of Ixalan collector boxes that nobody wanted at release, and now you've made millions. There are so many things, and so many things that have happened that nobody believed in that have unfolded that reinforced to me that nobody predicted it. Because if you did predict it, the money you could have made is off the chart. So, Travis, thanks for being a very kind patron. I know you've been waiting probably 4 or 5 weeks for this particular box opening. And, man, I wouldn't say it's disappointing, but I was hoping for some craziness. I mean, what are the odds of exactly 3 Shocklands in both boxes? Literally the exact middle of the road. It's kind of lame, but at least it wasn't Pound Town. I mean, we've done these boxes before and had 0 and 1. So, all right, folks. Thank you all for watching. As always, have a gorgeous day out there. Beautiful world.